Hello and welcome back to Ending Well with Manel. My name is Manel Williams. I am a pre-planning funeral director, end-of-life educator, death doula, and more. I love to be in this space to talk about end of life, to talk about the importance of planning ahead and getting everything set up so that it's easier for your family on the other side. Today, I want to talk to you quickly. It's just me today, solo episode. Just me talking about the importance of having this conversation with your family and doing it sooner. So it's really important that we talk to our families about what we want to happen and not just to say the thing that everybody says. I don't care. I'm not here. Do whatever you want. Or, I'm easy, just something simple. Don't worry about it. Just something simple is fine. Please give your family a little bit more instruction. The more you tell them, the easier it will be for them to make informed decisions. Because when it comes to your funeral, it's one thing. When it comes to your care, there's another. So your power of attorney, you've done the right thing. Thank you. You got your paperwork together. You said you are my power of attorney. You make decisions for me if I'm not able to. But don't forget to tell them what you want them to do. Because when the doctors come and say, we are giving you the choice between this and this, do you want the surgery? Do you not? If they don't know what your wishes are, what your values are when it comes to those hard decisions, they won't know what to do. And tell them both. Tell them it's important to me to be able to eat my own food. I don't want a feeding tube. It's important to me to be able to acknowledge or to communicate with the people around me, whether that's verbally with my eyes. However, I need to be able to communicate. If I'm not able to communicate, that doesn't work for me. Giving them instructions helps. You can use something like Go Wish, which is a card game, and it just kind of gives you questions and you go through those questions to find out what you actually care about. Because yeah, I get it. It's not something that we all think about on a regular. So some prompts can be very helpful. Okay, so first of all, you're going to talk about your wishes. Secondly, you're going to talk about your estate. Not necessarily the car is going to go to you, the house is going to go to you, but you're going to want to leave it clear for your executor where your items are. There is, what did the stats say? 54%, almost half of Ontarians do not have a will. And I would beg to guess that's pretty close North America wide. Half. There is a huge wealth transfer that's going to be happening as the baby boomers are passing. Now, those are homes, those are businesses. There's a lot of assets there that you want to make sure are transferred to who you want and how you want. So you'll want to set things up so that they can be passed and pay as little tax as possible. But that first involves sharing where everything is so that nobody is lost. Because we've all been there if you've been there. If you haven't, bless your heart. But if you have, and you've had to go through, I'm going to call it the briefcase of all of the paperwork from everything that our loved ones have been carrying for decades. And we're trying to find what account is where and is this account still active? I don't know how many people have thrown out important documents that I'm sure is sitting in the Bank of Canada. There's how many billions of dollars sitting there now in unclaimed funds, just because if we don't know where to get it, we can't get it. So it's really important to let your executor know where everything is so that they can now facilitate the transfer, please. The last really important step when it comes to talking about it is to talk about your life story. Everybody has a story to tell. And when someone passes, one of the first things that we all gravitate and want is to share stories, is to reminisce and think of the beautiful memories. So take the time now, and you're never too young to start talking about your story, talking about your greatest triumph, talking about your greatest lesson, talking about the first time you fell in love. Whatever it might be, share your story because everyone has a story to tell. And there's lessons that we can learn from each other as we share our stories. we talk about generational wealth, we're also talking about generational support. We are passing on our knowledge to the next generation so that they can now go above where we were. But you need to tell them the struggles you had so they don't repeat those struggles in the future. All of that to say, it is important to have these conversations. Start now. Start using even this video. You saw a video, and so I was thinking about it, and I just feel like we need to have a talk about X, be it our wills, be it our power of attorney paperwork, our funeral plans, and just life. Use me as a support. That's not the word I'm looking for, but as a reason, as an accelerant to having this conversation, because it's really important. And I'm a good reason to say, hey, I just saw a video, I'm going to do it. You can also say, listen, I just heard about a friend who's gone through a really hard process. After their loved one died, they weren't just dealing with the grief, but they had like a mess of a state that they had to deal with. And I don't want to be in that same situation. So can we talk about it so that we have things in place? There are ways to guide these conversations. There are supports available that you can use as a little checklist to say, hey, I got this checklist. Let's do this. So reach out if I can support you. And please have the conversation, the real talk, the death talk. My name is Manel. I'm here to help you end well. Take care.